Now, wait a minute, works. I thought we just saw that works didn't count, that we're not saved by works. We're not saved by works. We're saved for, the Greek literally, into good works. Not what brings about our salvation, a result of salvation. These good works, we're told, are prepared by God. Literally, the Greek says that we should walk in them. So in other words, we're saved by grace, but when that happens, received in faith, then we are newly created in Christ for a life, a new life of good works. Question: what are these good works? Now, we may have a tendency at first to limit the good works to explicitly Christian activities. Well, good works would be worship and Bible study and prayer and evangelism and hospitality, caring for the poor, seeking justice, and etc. And those would all be included. But that list and that way of thinking is too limited. Much as we've seen earlier in Ephesians, that God cares about all of life means that the whole of our lives, all that we do and say, are to be part of the good works for which God has created us. There are some folk today talk a lot about whole life discipleship. Discipleship isn't just about what you do at church or what you do when you're on a mission trip. Discipleship is about what you do with your family, your relationships, in your neighborhood, in your workplace, and all of that. And we realize that God has made us anew in Christ so that we live our whole life for the praise of His glory. That everything we do are works that we can offer to God. A little later in Ephesians, when we get to chapter 4, verse 28, we'll see similar language of work and good. And one of the things we'll see there is that the good works that we do include our ordinary work, the kinds of things that we do, most of us, for all of our waking hours. And that's not just paid work, the work of parenting, the work of volunteering in a classroom. A woman I know retired from her ordinary work and is focusing much of her life now on caring for immigrants. That's part of her work, even though she's not being compensated for it. So it's what we're doing when we're not resting or sleeping or playing. It's the work we do of life. Those are part of the good works that we can offer to God. And so you see, this passage gives us a whole new mindset, a whole new way of living for God and God's purposes, living for the praise of His glory, doing in all we do the works that God has for us.